Grand Slam track, Miami is coming up, and just finished off Kingston where we saw pretty high quality women's short sprints field. But I feel like Miami, the field here is looking like a little bit of a step up. Now, someone like Gabby Thomas, she's now in the short sprints, coming down from the long sprints. But you also have a couple other names who are dipping back in. Looks like they're going to make this field very, very competitive. We saw Melissa Jefferson get the overall win for the short sprints last time, but I think with some of these names, this might be tougher to actually pick who's going to come out on top in the short sprints. But what do you think of the overall field on these women's short sprints in Miami?
I love the field.
Yeah,
I love it. I mean, when I looked at the names, like everybody there, I understood why they were there. That's the best way I could describe it. Like I totally got it. I was like, Kayla White, even like as a challenger, like for the record, in the comment section, I'm hopping already to the challengers. So because the challengers, so people know, are Tamari Davis, Jason Sears, Favor O'Feely, Kayla White, and the racers. Gabby Thomas is coming down, so she was non-existent. Brittany Brown was out for the last race, and she's back this time. So 1-2, Olympic gold, Olympic bronze in the 200. Then you get Daryl Nita, and then you get Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, who swept the 1-2 at the last lane. But that's the whole field. Challengers and racers. But the challengers, even though the names might not be as popular, I recognize every single one of them. So I'm like, okay, this field makes sense to me. Where that's why I brought up Kayla White. Like she was at World individually a few years ago. 2023, right?
2023. Yep, she made the world team.
Yeah, and then Tamari Davis with that world same year.
Same year in the 100. Yep.
Favor O'Feely, she was at Olympics and Worlds. For Nigeria doing her
that
thing.
Olympic final in the 2. Yep.
She's I call her the second fastest woman in college. Because she was just consistently second fastest to whoever was the fastest woman. It was Abby Steiner, then it was Julian Alfred. It was just like, you still second. And then in the word, it is what it is. And then Jason Sears, who was the fastest woman in college. She just couldn't do it at the championship meet outdoors. But after dropping a bomb in indoors, she was dominating until she got upset at the championship there. So hey, that's the field. You tell me.
Oof.
Right now, who's winning the whole thing, and then we'll figure out the rest of it later. If you just got to pick one name to say this is who's going to get it.
So I think that Gabby Thomas is actually going to win this whole thing. I think just on average. All right, so similar to like we did for the men, no one's touching Gabby Thomas in that 200. Like, shout out to, in my pick, Gabby Thomas in the 200. I don't think anyone in this field is. Like, even with some of the extra names between Brittany Brown, between Favor O'Feely, Tamari, like that are added, I don't think Gabby Thomas is going to be touched, especially considering what we just saw her do in the 400 at Grand Slam. Now, she didn't run as fast in the 200 there, but it was windy. It was first race. Yeah, she didn't have to, and she dominated. I think that Gabby is going to win the 200, and then she'll finish high enough in the 100 where I think she'll get the overall win. But I don't know. You're not sure? Maybe you disagree?
Well, no. Okay. 2 lines of thought. 1.
Yeah.
If you're asking me with all my track knowledge, whatever that is, who is in the best shape and who's the most talented, she's both right now. So for that reason, she's probably the safe pick. But when you said who could touch her, Brittany Brown Atlos, remember that?
I know.
You were there. You were there live.
Yeah, it's true. I know, but
for that reason, we don't know what form she's in.
That's true. We did see her. She was on Tom Jones. She only ran the relay. She ran the anchor leg on one of the relays. She looked good. I mean, it's hard to gauge, but she at least is healthy.
You know how these Olympic development relays be. You said she looked good. That's like, that's like Miramar looking good. Running by yourself.
I think it was. They had like two other teams. It wasn't.
Yeah, it'd be like 3 teams in the section. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's an organized practice. So
to your point, though, but she has that talent. So I don't know.
For that reason, yeah. No, I don't think. Well, let me clarify. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden could win the 100 again. Very realistic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, for that reason, now her and Tamari Davis, they went tied, like dead to the line last year. Tom Jones, I was there for that, and Tamari got the victory on the 1000s. So I'm just saying, using that as a benchmark, Tamari could get her. Like, let's assume that they're the 2 best 100 runners in this field. And I mean, Chase Sears could show me something, but going off of what she did in Jamaica, using that form as an indication of what we're getting here, I would say no. She's not beating them. So again, using that form as an indication. So if that's the case, I could be wrong, if that is the case, then I'm saying it's Melissa Tamari Davis for the 1-2. Like who's gonna go first, second in the 100? And that's gonna make a big difference at the point scores.
That's true. Wow.
Like, what if Tamari gets it? Let's just say for some reason I'm right. I could be wrong, and it's very possible. But let's just say for some reason she wins it. Now, what did that put Tamari Davis on the rest of it?
Then that's because Tamari is also, she's pretty good in it too. She's not like 21 seconds or anything like that, but she actually could finish like, let's say hypothetically in the 2, we're talking about Gabby and Brittany. Tamari could actually finish 3rd place behind them. Like, she has some strength in that 200. So if she wins the 100, that could set her up well to place really well in the overall. But it will depend on where it'll really depend on where Gabby. Obviously, we spoke about Brittany in the 2. Brittany also, she was on that 2023 World Championship team in the 100 as well. So she has a lot of talent. So I think that the 100 is going to be very telling, very, very telling. Where Melissa Jefferson, she won it in Kingston, but she very well could get surpassed by a couple women here. And it's still questionable on what form Brittany Brown is in. Gabby Thomas in the 100, even Favor Philly, so that 100 is going to be very telling. But it's hard for me to pick. It's hard for me to pick in the 100 specifically. Where do you see someone like, where do you see Brittany Brown? Let's say in the 100. Where do you see her kind of finishing there amongst that pack?
Okay, so let's assume I'm just going to assume everything like even keel. Like, we're not going to speculate where they are in their training and all that. Just say everybody met. If this was July, if this was August, what would I say? And let's just assume everybody's roughly going to be competing on a similar plane in terms of competitively. For that reason, I would now say top 3.
Okay, top 3
in the 100. And I mean, she's supposed top. This is one way to look at it. I think she's supposed to be top 3 in the 100 and top 3 in the 200. All things, even keel, and she just needs to pop in one of them. Like, I don't think it's possible to win a slam going second and second, unless the only way you could was Gabby would have to, like, using her as an example, would have to like bomb in the 100.
Yeah,
because here's the thing: looking at the challengers, Kayla White made the worlds in the 200, not the 100. Right? Yeah. Jason Sears runs the 100. Favor O'Feely, she's really a 200 runner at the highest level. Yeah. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who are the people who keep, like, who are the ones who are supposed to beat Gabby in the 100? Tamari Davis, you're supposed to beat her.
Melissa Jefferson, Jason Sears, even Daryl Nita. Daryl Nita was 4th at the Olympic Games in the 100. Okay. She actually did better in the 100 at the Olympics than in the 200. So technically, Daryl Nita is supposed to beat Gabby.
Yeah, and you brought up Melissa Jefferson-Wooden just now. You said the name.
Yeah. Like, she's. So
that's 1, 2, 3, 4 names that are supposed to beat her.
Yeah, I mean,
she's prepping for these races. Like, she ain't just rolling out there. You said it yourself. She's running hundreds before. She's not just going to show up and be like, let's run 100 today and see how to go. Like, Gabby Thomas realizes that money don't grow on trees.
Yeah, and also say Gabby, she hasn't broken 11 seconds. Her personal best is 11 flat, but at the 2021 Olympic trials, she actually finished 4th place. Well, technically 5th place. This was before Sha'Carri, had her DQ. But she beat out like some top women. We're talking about competition. So she is one who.
This event.
Yeah, she can do this.
Okay. So, I mean, so it's all.
So what do you think? Who would be like your top 3 for the women overall? Man,
this is the hardest one to pick.
This is hard.
By far, of all the events that we about to watch this weekend, it's the hardest one to pick. Yeah. So I gotta pick something, and I gotta do it now. So this is how we're gonna do it. The names that I'm drawn to. Well, I'm gonna just be that guy. I'm gonna say Brittany Brown, Gabby Thomas, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden.
Whoa. Okay, so you're picking Brittany Brown to win the whole thing.
I'm saying it because I'm like half of me believes what I'm saying, and the other half is not. But like, I'm picking her because again, I get drawn to athletes who proved me wrong in the past and did it emphatically. Where I counted Brittany Brown out in 2024. I just didn't take her seriously. When she made the world in 2023, which you just reminded me of again, I took it as a blip on the radar. Then I dug back and thought that she was fast. And notice, I mean, that's in American context of like made worlds, got a medal years prior, like 2019. So the pre-COVID era. So I'm like, so like back then. So I was like, oh, this is her last hurrah. Come back 2024. All right, you here. And then 2024, she wasn't just here.
Yeah.
Like at some point in the year, she started making me a believer. I'm like, yo, maybe she not just running these races to like mix it up. She actually thinks she can win these races. Like, that's how I felt. Like she really thinks she could win. And then she didn't just think she could win. She like goes to the Olympic final, gets the medal, and I'm like, well, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
And she goes to Atlas, where by all estimations, Gabby Thomas was supposed to win. And she does. And Brittany Brown gets it. And you know, she mixed it up in the 100 as well. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? She goes right up there on the shelf with Fred. Stop betting against them.
True.
They're my two athletes who are like, it doesn't matter how they're getting it done. It doesn't matter how. I don't understand it all. But they're that all-star who is an all-star. And if you ask me how the points got scored, I couldn't tell you. But it don't add up. But hey, they keep showing up on the all-star team. To let them rock.
They find a way.
So for that reason, I'm putting it on the record. Brittany, Gabby, Melissa, in that order. I'm putting it for the racers, but my wild card, Tamari Davis is my wild card, and I kind of alluded to it already.
That's fair. For all your arguments with Brittany, I agree, but it's still hard for me to pick against Gabby just on when we're averaging everything out. So I'm picking Gabby, Brittany, and then I'm picking Favor Ophelia. And then I'm picking Melissa as my wild card. I think that Favor, because the thing I'm looking at is Favor, she just ran well in the 200 recently. She made the Olympic final last year. I feel like she has some chops where she can really mix things up. So yeah, Gabby, Brittany, Favor, and then Melissa is my wild card. The thing about Melissa is like, yeah, she did well in Kingston, but the problem is now you have Kayla White, you have Tamari Davis, you have Gabby Thomas. Like all these athletes are 200 runners coming into the short sprints now that weren't there last time. So that's why I'm pushing Melissa a little farther down in that too.
Okay, so you're saying her 200 is going to hold her back significantly?
I think it's going to push her back just a little bit.
I mean, you think she beat Jason Sears in the last 200? Like,
yeah, but I mean, I think
Jason's going to fall back too in the last 200. That happened.
Trtrue. But
just for the people at home, let the record show. She did go out there and run a 200 with both of them on the track and beat them.
She did.
So that's why you see what that gave me, like I moved off of that. Because all this whole who runs the 1 to 2, remember, I followed them through college. And when Melissa Jefferson-Wooden won that 60-meter dash indoors for the NCAA, I tracked her whole career till that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the, I don't know how many other people like did a deep dive because I did a video on it. Because there wasn't a lot of Melissa Jefferson content before she was Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. There was not a lot out on the internet. And, you know, I did the video and I dug. So I was like, yeah, like she was ripping 200s back then in college at that level. So, I mean, she's just being asked to do it now under a different pretense. But,
it's fair.
I mean,
it's fair.
She's another one who stopped betting against her. Come to USA and she won. We thought it was a fluke. It wasn't.
That's true.
I mean, she didn't get a medal at the Worlds that year, but that was then. Then, you know, Olympic team this year. I mean, through the trials, it was Sha'Carri, then it was her. Let's keep it honest. And then when you got to the games, if you take Julian Alfred off the planet, I mean,
it's true.
Like, let's be honest. The two top ladies right now in the sprints, Julian Alfred and Sha'Carri, they show things that other people don't show. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden is the best woman in the world in the 100 who's not them.
Yeah.
Not just because of the medal, but because like her track record for who's in the game right now, she's the best in the game right now who's not them. I'm never taking her ahead of them,
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna probably never take anybody ahead of her in a race that really matters.
That matters. Yeah. She's gonna show up when it counts. So, but we'll see. That's my three. I think we have a good one. I want to look at that long sprints group. We have a couple. This one. So Gabby Thomas was in Kingston, moved down from the long sprints now over to short sprints. But I feel like the long sprints still some good quality, and we're adding some interesting names here. So we got the racers with Sawi Nasser, Marley Paulino, Nikisha Price, Alexis Holmes. So all four of them coming back. Then you have some challengers. Amber Anning, she just won the World Indoor Gold in the 400. You have Isabella Whitaker, NCAA Indoor Champion. I think her eligibility is up for Arkansas, so she's able to compete. Kendall Ellis, USA in Outdoor Champion last year, went to the Olympics, and then Stacey Ann Williams from Jamaica. So this field, it's still pretty. I think it's still pretty solid. Actually, it's very solid in general, even though we're losing Gabby. But what do you think of this field so in the women's long sprints?
I mean, we still have the two heavy hitters at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the names: Paulino and Nasser. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, in the 4, still don't expect anybody to beat them off of what we saw.
No, nobody's touching them.
But we also have this interesting subplot to me, which is Alexis Holmes, Amber Anning.
Yeah.
To me, that's the interesting subplot off of like the whole World Indoor Final 400, and so on. So Alexis Holmes, she likes to get herself in these battles because she did that with Femke Bowl, like it was the back and forth.
Oh, true.
Like multiple races, them two racing and relays and so on and so forth. So for that reason, I say, looking at this field, well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give the unpopular opinion. No, I'm not saying this because I actually think she's gonna win, but I'm saying it because it needs to be said. Isabella Whitaker is another one you probably shouldn't be betting against.
Oh yeah,
because didn't she just win NCAA Indoor?
She did.
Didn't she break break the record?
She broke the. She was like second fastest of all time.
Okay, there you go. Like, she was like right up there.
Yeah.
So like for that reason, I'm like, and she's coming right off of that field, that form. Like she's still in college mode. That's what I'm trying to say. She's still in college mode. I mean, she got a deal with On Running or something like that, but like, or I think that's it.
Yeah, it's On Running, like an NIL deal, but I mean, you're right.
Pro now, so it's different.
Yeah.
So my point is like, no, I don't believe she's gonna win this, and I'm not even sure I'm gonna take her as a wild card. I would take Amber Anning before I take her. But if she mix it up while we down there and make it real interesting, I ain't gonna be that shocked. But it's because, okay, look, this is the only way I know how to backdoor it. Start with the 4. Is anybody beating Nasser or Paulino?
No.
Okay, so those points are gone.
That's it.
Those points are off the board.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's even go here. Do you think Paulino can beat Nasser right now?
I think she can, but I'm not going to bet on it. But okay. I think she can, but I'm not betting on it.
She'll make it look better this time.
Yeah. I think she probably saw what Nasser did and was like, nah, like I can't let that happen. Yeah, but I'm not going to bet on. I still have Nasser winning the 400 and then Paulino second.
So if Nasser wins the 4, where did Nasser finish in 2? She was 4th?
She was 4th, but it was Gabby, then Paulino, then Dean Asher Smith, then Nasser. So you eliminated Gabby and Dean Asher Smith. Yeah.
Who were ahead, yeah. So if that's the case, then technically with Paulino Nasser.
Ooh, yeah, I think that's what I think. I think that Paulino and Nasser are going to be top 2.
Let's stop playing this game. Hey, what are we doing? Wasting our time.
I know. Like
first and second.
It's 1-2. Like that's a foregone conclusion because like that's it. Because not even like these other athletes like Amber Anning or Nikisha Price, like none of them are 200 runners. None of them. But Paulino and Nasser, we've seen what they did.
They beat them.
Yeah. So
they beat you.
Top 2, it's a foregone conclusion. Like at this point, it's a race for 3rd place overall. Like, so, like, so that's
okay. So if that's what it is, if that's what we're doing, so yeah. Well, do we have our order first, second? Because I'm leaning towards Nasser first.
Yeah.
But then but Paulino could win the 2. So actually, I'll take that back. I'm gonna take Paulino overall. Okay, I'm taking her. But it could. What if they tie? Then they have to go to like a tiebreaker, right?
They have to go to tiebreaker or whoever. Yeah, it goes to tiebreaker. Whoever has the wider margin. So like if someone finished like farther ahead in one of the events.
All right, so I'm going Paulino as my winner and Nasser second. Are you going that way or are you flipping it?
I'm doing opposite. I'm going Nasser as my winner and then Paulino.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mean 1-2. So now we just need to figure out. Well, 3 and 4, but third in a wild card. That's the discussion.
That's the conversation.
And
well, who are you looking at? Who's like?
I'm going Amber Anning.
Amber Anning.
I'm doing it.
Oh, that's one. Well, why Amber
Alexis
Anning?
Holmes in that order?
Why Amber Anning for third?
World Indoor.
Okay, that's fair. It was close though with Alexis. Alexis was right
it was.
There.
But that's what I said. I said Alexis Holmes was fourth. I have her as my fourth. She's my wild card. Fair. I'm going Amber Anning, then Alexis Holmes.
That's fair.
Because Amber Anning, I think you got to understand, like, of all those girls who ran for Arkansas last year, Keisha Price included, Amber Anning was the best, if you ask me.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, I even did like an indoor All-American list and like ranked like used like a point scoring system to kind of determine who the best athletes were in the entire nation. Like across all the events, and Amber Anning was the woman. See, on the team that had all the talent in the forward, you don't get it. Amber Anning was the one coming out of that indoor season. Now, granted, it was indoor, but it was college where indoor actually is taken seriously. So, what I'm saying is like, because like for what her breadth of talent was, so because no shade to Keisha Price, it's just. No confidence in the two. No, I have none.
Yeah.
When it comes to like this field, no. So Amber Anning is going to be more competitive in that. So that's why I say, I mean, again, no shade to anybody else. And again, Isabella Whitaker, stranger things have happened. I just don't think that when the point scores fall, she's going to be in the top 3.
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm more confident taking Alexis Holmes and Amber Anning. It's just I'm going Amber Anning, Alexis Holmes. Because I think she wants to make a statement that like World Indoor wasn't a fluke. Because that's kind of how it's going to be sold in the American market. Like, oh, well, kind of. No, I'm like, no, y'all don't know who she is. Like, allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I see Amber Anning in this event. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
That's true. And like, honestly, Amber Anning, even you talk about Nikisha Price. Yes, Amber Anning won NCAA indoors in the 4. Nikisha Price won NCAA outdoors in the 4. But when we got to the Olympic Games, Amber Anning made the final and she finished 5th place in that 400 final. Like, so she has the Olympic final against the best in the world and she has this world indoor gold. So it's actually hard for me to pick against Amber. I agree with you. I have Amber in 3rd and then probably Alexis in 4th. That's what I'm probably picking. Amber Anning, I think she has some qualities, but I think it's like obviously Nasser, Paulino, like they're far and ahead from the rest of the field. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we basically agree. I mean, this one is, well, this is why we run the races.
Yeah. And also, I just want to like before we close, like shout out to like Kendall Ellis. USA champion last year. She's run 49 seconds. Like she beat out, literally every single other American to get to the Olympics. Now, unfortunately, that didn't translate at the Olympic Games where, she didn't get to the final and all that. But, someone like her, she's in there. Stacey Williams, she competed at the last Grand Slam. But I just think the other women, they're just gonna show up.
Oh yeah, and no shade to Kendall Ellis. It's just that with this field, it's 2 wrinkles. The 4-2.
Yeah.
And on top of that, most of the women in the field ain't American.
Yeah, that's a thing.
You see what I'm saying? Like being the fastest American, it's like it's a little anticlimactic once we look up at the rest of the world and say, well, it's not actually our event this time.
Yeah.
Like the 4x4, as much as the women of America have the 4x4 on lock, that's because we got these big guns that be in hiding.
Yeah.
That we can take out and like say, okay, think about it. Man, we about to talk about it in another video, like another section. But keep in mind, Shamir Little runs the 4.
Yes.
And Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone runs the 4.
Yeah.
But they also run it with barriers.
Exactly.
Interesting. So like and Gabby Thomas runs the 4.
Yeah.
She reminded us that. Like she reminded us that she runs the 4, even though she be running the 200 all the time, acting like a short sprinter. So like, all that being said, like that's why like winning Team USA in the 4 is a little different, because like we got all these extra guns that like be in hiding.
Yeah.
Where it's like put them all 3 of those women we just said at Team USA, Olympic trials in the 4. I mean, Shamir Little was there, but I mean,
yeah. I mean, like
split attention.
Yeah.
On the 4 and the 400 hurdles. I'm saying like if she just showed up to run 1.
If she had that focus, then it would have been very different.
I think it would have been different. Yeah. So
yeah.
But hey, like I said, this field right here, we know who's going 1, 2 in whatever particular order. In the comment section will let us know. But I want to watch the sequel. Amber Anning versus Alexis Holmes.
Alexis Holmes. So let's see what it's like.
We all saw what happened in the women's long hurdles. And we all knew it was going to happen before it happened. And considering Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is coming back, it's going to happen again. So, before we even get into this, because we're talking about the women's long hurdles, but we're really talking about Sydney. So, do I have to ask you who your pick is?
Pick for second place? Because, like you said, it's Sydney. Like Sydney, it's Sydney. That's who we're talking about. As I always say, all due respect to the rest of the field, but come on.
I mean, okay, I got it. Well, okay, we'll go through the field. So, but we'd be disingenuous if we didn't start here. I think everybody knows it, and I think everybody on the other line, in the other lanes, kind of knows it too. So, she went 52 mid in the 400 hurdles first race.
Yeah, she went 52.7, 52.70 in the or 7.6 or something like that. Yeah.
All right, so over under 52.
Oh, I think under. I think this is where Sydney wants to like put some real damage out there. That's what I think.
So you say under 52, and so let's say 51 anything, and
51 high or something. That's what I'm thinking.
Nobody else can run that in this field. No.
Nah.
Nobody else in this field has ever run that.
No. Literally. Actually, yeah, it's literally no.
Nobody in this field has ever run that.
Yeah, the closest is Shamir Little. She's run 52.2 or 52.3 something like that.
Well, that's what we both have for second without saying it.
Yeah.
We don't even have to ask. Like I know. I know. We both have her. So
that's the thing.
So with that in mind, it's like, okay, well, I'm going over under 50 for the 4.
Oh, I think she goes under. I think she goes under 50. Yeah, same thing. Because even in Kingston, it was extremely windy in the 400 for her, and she ran 50.3 seconds in that 400. So she's going under.
So over under 49.
I'm saying
49
over.
High. Ooh, I'm talking 49 low, like 49.
49. Okay, yeah. That's where I'm about 49.3. So I'm saying she's probably going to go 51 high and then 49 low in the hurdles and then the 400. That's what I'm thinking for Sydney.
Is Sydney gonna? Let's assume Nasser and Paulino beat her, which is not a safe assumption, but let's assume they do on the clocks. Do you think that she's going to beat everybody else in that 400 field?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like come on. At the end of the day, the 4 fastest 400 runners in this entire Grand Slam Miami are Nasser in any order. Nasser, Paulino, Sydney, and Gabby. Those are the 4 fastest by far. And it literally, they're the fastest. We're talking like head to head. Now, of course, there's like, I think Nikisha Price has a faster personal best, but like Sydney's there. So I think, but I don't think she's going to be able to break 49 this race. I think she's probably going to lay it out. She'll be running by herself. And I think she'll lay it out more in the 400 hurdles as opposed to the 400. That's my thought process.
Okay. Well, we can stay tuned for that because that's LA. LA is when we finally get the matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
The matchup that everybody. But keep in mind, Diamond League final, the bootleg final where they let her run the real final for many reasons, which are justified because it's their league, I guess. I mean, or their structure. But the whole point is they still ran races with Sydney there. Like they invented sections because they wanted her there. And she beat Paulino's time.
True.
That final.
Yeah, true. It was like close. Yeah,
the unofficial winner.
Maybe.
So
maybe. I guess I'm looking at it because we just saw what Nasser and Paulino did in Kingston. But again, we'll see them actually head to head in LA at
Yeah.
least. But
I mean, there's no part of me that think that if Sydney was not in that race, that she wouldn't be at least with Paulino again.
Yeah, she probably would have broken 49 in that race. I think maybe.
So there you go. So all right. So second place we got Shamir.
Yeah, Shamir Little. She's the fastest she's both fastest on the clock in both the hurdles and the 400. She's run 49.6 in the open 400. Like, she has the talent here. So it's hard for me to say that anyone else. I mean, shout out to Rochelle Clayton. She may actually beat Shamir in the 400 hurdles, but I just don't think in the 400, like, as things average out, like, she's going to be able to beat out Shamir.
Well, I mean, for that reason, I mean, again, it's an interesting conversation, but I think the races just hold court in literally the name that City has wrote them on the list.
Yeah.
I'm saying Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone cleared 24 points and $100,000 and a nice little yellow envelope. And then maybe they'll switch the color. Who knows? And like, this is what we're looking forward to.
I mean,
we're looking forward to whether the envelope color changes.
It's the Sydney show. The thing about I'm sorry, I keep going back to Sydney. The thing about Sydney is that there was a year, I think it might have been in 2021 or 2022, when she ran 50 seconds for the first time. But early in that year, might have been in like May or June, she hit a hurdle, or like the hurdle was misplaced on the track, and she still ran like 51.4 seconds. Like, it's hard for anyone to get, like, she has to make tragic mistakes for someone to be able to like really get close to her in those hurdles. And then the 400, she has zero barriers. It's just like, who is going to be able to actually really catch her? So it's really about Sydney. And then there's a gap behind where, yeah, I think Shamir Little holds that spot, pretty solidly.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, if that's the case, then, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I guess you got to take Rochelle Clayton third. I mean, the races are the races for a reason.
Yeah. I think we can agree. Sydney, Shamir, Rochelle, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to Anna Hall. I mean, hopping in this field, I mean, on the Grand Slam stage, which I'm going to refer to it as that from now on, the Grand Slam stage, because it's different. It's clear that the Grand Slam stage is supposed to be different. I'm going to dignify it until otherwise proven. It looks like this is a different stage compared to everything else that we're calling pro track in this amateur pro model. This is the first thing that I think looks like pro. And for that reason, shout out to her for even putting her name in the hat. And I mean, you said following, because she's really a multi more than anything else, but NCAA, said she put up numbers in the 400 hurdles. Yeah,
2022, I think it was. She finished behind Britton Wilson, who won NCAAs in the 400 hurdles, and she finished second place in those 4 hurdles, and she did like the multis. Now, she's not running times. She ran like 54 seconds or something in the 4 hurdles, and I don't think she's run it since she was at Florida. But at least, like you said, shout out to her for like putting her name in this hat. I don't know how she'll do in the open 4, but she's someone who. She's someone who is a gamer. Like, she's going to be able to like really compete. She's won medals at the past, at the Olympic Games, in the multi events, at the World Championships. So, she has a talent, can never deny her talent.
Yeah. Well, as we transition off of that, then, I mean, that leads us to the women's short hurdles, which that field, the conversation is nowhere near as clear, because when I look at the list now in its present situation, its present construction, well, Akira Nugent, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, Masai Russell, and now Katharina Samba-Mayola didn't run the first one, right?
No, she's opening up here.
But she's coming here.
She's coming here.
And then I got to keep it going. We got Kenny Harrison.
Yeah.
Tia Jones, who won the 100 hurdles at the last slam. So
yeah,
can't throw that out for what it is. And then you have Alicia Johnson, Olympic finalist, Team USA, and then Maribel Vanessa Caicedo. And I say that name for a reason, because I remember it. Because when I was looking at the hurdles last year, 2024, she put up a very fast time through the West Regional. I think, if I'm correct, I think she was at Washington State.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that name, when I see it, it's like, wait a minute, don't just skip past her. Like, don't just rocket past, because, she could, I mean, put down, I mean, I don't think she's beating this field
No.
But I think because she was at the games.
She made it to the game. She made it to semifinals at the Olympics.
Yeah,
but
like she can make it. She belongs in the field. Is what I'm trying to say. Like she's like even if for the people at home, if you don't know who she is, like at least through the hurdles. Now I don't know what her 100 looking like, but through the hurdles. But then we don't know what most of these people looking like. But okay, who you got? Because this field right here, still interesting. But I love that Kenny Harrison and Alicia Johnson are here. Like I
know that's the thing. You're looking at between all these women. You still have all top 4 or top 3 from the Olympic Games last year, though, like I said, Serena, she wasn't at the Kingston one, but someone like Alicia Johnson, she made the Olympic final, even though she hit a hurdle. So, she wasn't able to, she finished like down in the pack, but Kenny Harrison is also, she didn't make the Olympic team, but she's still the second fastest woman of all time. And she has multiple world medals. So this is a competitive field, but on right now, I'm looking at, I think Akira Nugent, I'm probably going to pick her as a slight favorite, only because of what we saw in Kingston, where she finished well enough in the hurdles. I think she was 3rd or 4th or something like that, but still relatively close. But then in the 100, she only finished second to Danielle Williams, who isn't in this field. And it was actually a pretty decent gap. Like Danielle and Akira were like really fast in that 100. So I think Akira is probably going to edge out the overall win here. But it's really competitive. Like I honestly, it's hard to even pick after that or like.
Well, I'm gonna make a bet. I cheated. I did some homework. Like right now, while you were talking, I looked off to the left and I looked at my screen and I said, "Let me see this," because I had a feeling about something, but I wanted to check it. Kenny Harrison, what's her 200-meter PR? Yes.
200. Has she run? Wow. Is it like? I'm gonna guess like 22.7.
22.1. 22.1.
Whoa. Okay.
And
that's
she ran
fast.
that down in Texas. Now, it was wind assisted, and she ran.
That's still good,
but she doesn't run it often. And that was 2022.
I mean, honestly, that's not too far away. And like 22.1, even if it's wind assisted, like still, that's
because that's the only thing we got to go off of about where her speed it could be. So for that reason, considering, okay, but again, I'm going to say it this way. Kenny Harrison's another one who's in a very unique category because she had the world record for a period of time. She breaks the world record after not making the 2016 Olympic team. She's been in the game for a while. But like, at the end of the day, like she's one of the most talented hurdlers the world has ever seen who just doesn't have Olympic gold, quote unquote, to go with it. So all that being said, the Grand Slam stage, I mean, I don't know what she still has in the bag, but if she got anything close to that in the bag, she just got to figure out how to get through that hurdle event, which is, this is as loaded the field can get. But if Danielle Williams can win the last one, keep in mind, somebody who we thought was on the back half of their career. Then why can't Kenny Harrison do it here? Who's on the back half of her career, perhaps, where it's like, hey, just because y'all wasn't paying attention. Like, I think that's what the slams have taught me in the first one, that it's pretty hard to predict just based off of like when you have fields like this.
That's true.
So she's my one, just because
she's your overall one.
I'm gonna just be different and say I'm going Kenny Harrison.
That's fair. So what about, I mean, the Olympic champion? What about Masai Russell? Now, at in Kingston, she didn't do that well. I think she was overall maybe 5th place, both in the 100 and the 100 hurdles, and she finished like overall 5th or something like that. But do we think maybe she's going to do a little bit better? We just saw her at Tom Jones. She finished 2nd place at Grace Stark, but she ran significantly better, at least. Do you think she finishes top 3 here? Maybe top 2? Yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, do you have confidence in her open one based off of what you saw last week? Because the problem with the hurdle structure, I don't want to say problem, but like the way it's set up, the 100 points count just as much.
It's true.
So because they count just as much, if you have somebody who I right now have no confidence is going to win that 100, the only way she wins on point scores is the way the game is played. She has to win the 100 hurdles, which she could, but she has to do it. It's not even up for debate anymore. Because Akira Nugent proved she doesn't have to win it.
Yeah.
She could just be up enough.
That's true.
because Tia Jones won it and then couldn't put up numbers in the 100 like at all.
She did really bad in the 100. Yeah, it was over.
Like it was over. So like her only way to be in the contention is she has to win the 100 hurdles again, because nobody's picking her in the open.
Yeah, no. That's true. That's true. It gets tough. So, okay. So let's like, because the 100, I think it's so tricky. And like you said, Kenny, I think she's definitely in there. Akira, she's shown at least in the last one. Who do you think takes the 100 hurdles? Who do you think takes that race?
That's a more, who takes the slam versus who takes that is two different conversations.
True.
I'm just gonna be that guy and say
it's tough.
I'm calling him. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna just stick with it. I'm gonna stick with dumb idiot logic. I'm gonna just stay with Masai until she the same way, like, because I was betting against her for too long, and then I'm gonna have to. That's like with Fred. I'm not gonna give up. Staying with you, so I'm staying with her. I'm staying with her still. I mean, I just don't know how the back half of those point scores will go, but obviously, if she wins it, she puts her in the mix. So but I think Kenny will be in the. I think Kenny's gonna pull Danielle Williams. I think she is. She's gonna be like second, third, but I think she'll probably be second in the 100 hurdles to whoever, and then she could win the open one, and that's it. That's what I think is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Okay, that I'm not mad at that. I still have. I think Tia Jones will still win the hurdles, and then she's gonna. I think she will. I think that she showed, because even in Kingston, she was like a last minute addition, and she ended up running 12.6. She was relatively ahead of the field. I think she has that talent, but I don't think she's gonna show up in the 100. So, but I have Masai and probably Kenny in there as well. But overall, I think Akira is gonna win the whole thing, and then Masai and Kenny are gonna come out and be second and third. That's like my overall.
Okay, I mean, Akira's in my top 3. I don't think she'll ever leave it. And with all the information I have, as long as she's out there, I think I'm taking her. So for that reason, so my 3 would be, okay, I'm placing my bets here. I'm sorry, Masai. Because of the 100, I'm gonna say Kenny Harrison, Akira Nugent, Masai Russell in that order. And Jasmine Camacho Quinn will be my 4th. I don't think she'd ever get left.
That's true. She's probably never getting less than 4th.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. No.
Because Irina Samba Mayela, I have no idea what her 100 is.
That's the thing.
I'm not looking it up right now. But she can mix it up in the hurdles. We know that.
She could, but it's a question mark. She's the only one here who I don't think has even ran in 2025 yet. So it's just a question mark. It's a question mark. Yeah, but
I mean, somebody said something in the comments, and I want to respond to it. So we read your comments so y'all know. And somebody was like, "Hey, how come y'all are like trying to make these into like Olympic finals and so on?" And I'm like, "This is pro track,
right?
Like, these are supposed to be competitive fields. Like, what do you want? You really want to wait around once every 4 years to watch a race that looks like it's actually entertaining, or for that matter, even once a year at the Worlds?" When so many things can go wrong, an injury over here, a hit hurdle over there, like that's like you need a stage where real top talent has a place to go to be top talent. Get in the ring and throw hands, because otherwise we're leaving a lot of it up to chance, especially in the hurdles. Like too much is going to chance if you're waiting for one race. So we need a series of races, not just from an entertainment standpoint, but like if we really want it to be something. So, yeah. But hey, that's just me thinking. This field has, the racers proved it. Because when you get those racers, nobody can just hang up the phone when you call them.
No.
Like there's nobody you can call who's just gonna be like, not running. It's like, hey, would you like to run with the Olympic podium?
Literally, the podium.
And they're like, well, where else were we gonna go? Like what other company for $100,000?
Literally, like there's no that's the point. Would you like to run with the Olympic podium and also with other Olympic finalists like Alacia Johnson is in there, Akira Nugent was in that final, Kenny Harrison is the second fastest woman of all time. It's just like it's like, what do you want?
And the money.
Exactly, and the money. It's like,
it's like, so I'm gonna get paid if I lose. I really get paid if I win. And if I win, it actually looks like it meant something.
Yeah. And like we've been saying, you have the 100 meters arguably it's a toss up here. So you actually have a good shot of making a good amount of money here against, these quality hurdlers. So you're not hanging up the phone. Like, you're taking this call.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a glimpse into the future of Grand Slam through this field. That's the best way I can put it. You're getting a glimpse into what it could be. Where, again, who can hang up the phone? What more do you want? I find that you want to run the Continental Tour. Have fun. We'll see you later. Because whoever's getting last over here is probably getting more than you can.
Literally. So
hey, that's the field.
My name is Anderson from The Final Leg.
And I'm Coach Rob from SCA Track and Field. And thank you for watching this segment from The Finish Line.
If you want to know what's really going on at the high school and college level, be sure to subscribe to Coach Rob Track and Field.
And if you want more content on the best track and field athletes in the world, be sure to subscribe to The Final Leg.